Homemade lava lamp. How to measure your lung capacity. How water can defy gravity. Orange candle. Magic match trick. Homemade lava lamp. What you're going to need for this experiment is an empty bottle, a bottle of cooking oil, a small box, a torch, some food dye, some Alka-Seltzer, a funnel and water. First of all, take your water and your funnel and very carefully pour some water into your bottle. You'll need to fill the bottle about a quarter of the way up. Then take your vegetable oil and using the same funnel, pour it into the bottle. You'll see that the oil sits on top of the water. This is because oil is less dense than water. Then take your food dye. For this experiment I've chosen to use blue because it's my favourite colour, but you can use any that you like. And place some food dye inside the bottle. You'll see that it immediately goes straight through the oil and into the water. Then take your Alka-Seltzer, break up one of the tablets and drop them through the neck of the bottle. As they pass through the oil and hit the water, they start to dissolve. The bubbles from the reaction then passes through the oil, carrying the food dye and the water with it, creating coloured bubbles. Isn't that great? If you want to make your lava lamp look really cool, take your light and your box with a small hole cut in the top, and place your bottle on top of it. Once you turn out any other lights and place another Alka-Seltzer inside, you'll see the same reaction happening again, but this time it looks really cool. What's great about this is you can use the same bottle again and again and again. All you have to do is break up another Alka-Seltzer and put it through the neck. And there we have it. That's how you make your very own lava lamp at home using really simple ingredients. How to measure your lung capacity. This is a really simple experiment. All you're going to need is a measuring cup, a jug of water, a large bottle, a marker pen, some tape, a funnel, a length of hose and a large bowl of water. Firstly, take your tape and place a strip along the entire length of your large bottle. Make sure it's fixed securely. Then take your funnel, put it into the neck of the bottle and pour 250 millilitres of water inside. Then take your marker pen and make a small line on the level of the water. You'll need to repeat this several times until the bottle is full. Make sure to measure very carefully so that the experiment is accurate. Keep going. You'll need to be patient for this one. When you've made your final mark, this is what the bottle will look like. Then take a bit more water and fill up the whole bottle. The next part of the experiment is quite tricky, so you may need help from an adult. Place one hand over the neck of the bottle and very carefully turn it upside down and place the neck inside the water. Doing this will mean that all of the water inside the bottle stays in and none gets poured out. Then take the hose and very carefully, making sure that the neck of the bottle stays inside the water, place one end of the hose inside the bottle. The way this experiment works is that by blowing air inside the bottle, you're replacing all of the water inside with air. Then, using the marks on the side of the bottle, you can simply count what volume of water has been replaced. All that's left is to use one hand to hold the bottle down, and then, taking a deep breath in, blow as hard as you can through the hose. When you're finished, count all of the marks that are above the water level. You can see here that after I've done it, there are 17 marks above the water level. Then, using this simple maths, you can work out your lung capacity. 17 times 250 equals 4,250 millilitres. Divide this number by 1,000 and you get 4.25, which is the number of litres of my lung capacity. This number will change depending on how many marks are left when you finish blowing in. How water can defy gravity. Now for this experiment, you're going to need a glass half filled with water, a piece of card, and a bucket. Very simply, take the glass, put the piece of card on top and hold it firmly down with your hand, then swiftly turn the glass upside down. You'll see that a little bit of water escapes, but otherwise everything stays inside. And when you take your hand away, you'll see that the card is sucked onto the surface of the glass. This is because gravity is trying to pull the water out of the glass, but the card prevents any air from getting inside, which creates a vacuum. The water is literally defying gravity. Now if you hold the glass above your bucket and pull the card away, you'll see that the water instantly pours out. This is because air is able to get inside the glass and replace the water. And there you have it, that's how you can make water defy gravity. Orange candle, proving that you don't need a wick and wax to make a candle. For this experiment you're going to need some matches, an orange, a knife, a sharp knife, so do be careful, and some olive oil. Firstly, take your knife and very carefully cut into the orange. You want to cut deep enough to go just beyond the skin, but no further than that. Make sure you cut all the way around the orange. Then very carefully, using your thumb, dig into the orange just below the layer of the skin. The reason we're being so careful is because even though we want to remove all of the orange, we want to try and keep the stalk from the centre of the orange attached to the skin, because that's going to be really important later on. Carefully pull the two halves of the orange apart and place one of the halves to one side. Then very carefully remove the orange from the inside of the skin. If you twist the orange out, you'll see that the stalk stays attached to the inside of the skin. There you go, easy. You should be left with something that looks a little bit like an upside down mushroom. Then take some of your oil and pour it inside the orange skin. You want to make sure that some of the oil gets on top of the stalk of the orange. Then take your matches and very carefully start to light the stalk of the orange. This might take a little bit of time, so do be patient. Eventually you'll see that the stalk of the orange catches light. This is because the orange acts as a natural wick for the oil. A candle burns by vaporizing the wax, or in this case, olive oil. If you like, you can also use the other half of the orange to create a windshield for your orange to make sure that it stays alight for longer. And there you go, that's how you make your very own orange candle. Magic match trick. All you'll need for this experiment are a few simple ingredients. You'll need a coin, some scissors, a matchbox, and some matches. Because we're using sharp scissors and a flame in this experiment, make sure an adult is present when you're performing it. Firstly, take your scissors and make a very small hole near one end of the matchbox. It just has to be big enough for you to put a match inside. Place the coin at the other end of the matchbox. Take your two matches and place one through the hole that you've made with the scissors, making sure that it's upright. Then very carefully take your second match and balance it with one end on top of the coin and the head balancing on top of the other match. Light the leaning match in the middle. You'll see that eventually the flame reaches the end of the match, ignites the head of both of the matches, and after a few seconds the match will rise up and appear to float. Then you're able to simply take the coin away very easily. The way that this works is that when the match ignites, both of the heads light at the same time. Because of the intense heat, the match heads fuse together, meaning that they stick together as they burn, and as the match curls up due to being on fire, it appears to float. And there you have it. That's how you make magic matches at home.